So hey guys, welcome to our review of Earth 2, issue number 4. In the last issue of Earth 2, we had the whole origin stories for Alan Scott becoming the Green Lantern, which I found really cute and sweet of how he actually obtained his Green Lantern ring. I thought it was really cute. And then by the end of that issue, we saw a original recurring character from the Green Lantern universe of when Alan Scott was as Green Lantern. His first villain he actually faced, I believe, or one of his original villains, Solomon Grundy, which I did not want to spoil for anybody because it's really cool to see him actually appear, and I actually do like the design of the character, which I will be showing you later on in this review. But as you can see, the front cover of this issue, we see Hawkgirl here. Now, as we all know, every character that has appeared on the front cover of Earth 2 so far, we learned their origin stories, we learned more about the character, but in this issue, we don't have an origin stories for Hawkgirl, sadly. We do find little snippets of backstory for her, or little bits of information about Hawkgirl, but not a whole lot to build on, like, origin stories of how Hawkgirl came to be. Maybe they'll touch upon that later on, but throughout this issue, we just have the fight between Solomon Grundy and Alan Scott as Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Jay Garrick, the Flash. But we open up with this issue with Al Pratt, actually. But we learn about how he actually comes to be in this universe. As we see sort of an aftermath of a location of, you know, the war between Darkseid and the human race. And basically, I don't remember where this place was, but basically we see this whole entire graveyard full of, you know, shrapnel shards of tanks and whatever, skeletons of parademons and humans. And upon all these, like, death and, you know, destruction and this whole entire graveyard, you actually find a live human being here, who I told you was Al Pratt, also known as the Atom of this universe, and he is the original member of the Justice League Society of America. So we are introducing another member that used to be in the Justice League Society of America, who potentially will be in, you know, the group that's going to be formed in this series. Yeah, but then after, you know, all this, you know, all these military men find his body and bring him back to base, they jump 5 years later to where, you know, all this is happening right now. You know, Jay Garrick, that's the Flash, Hawkgirl, Alan Scott, all this whole entire mess is coming along, and Al Pratt's actually going to the location of where Grundy is. He's in Washington, D.C., running amok, trying to find the Emerald Knight. And so, yeah, that's where he's going, and we just open up with, you know, Hawkgirl and Jay Garrick talking to each other in Pollard and finding out, you know, that Solomon Grundy is running amok because they see the whole entire field of grass or of trees around them. They start to wither away and die. So, you know, Hawkgirl jumps on Jay Garrick's back and they race towards Washington, D.C., or the source of, you know, all this death that's going on. And they find, you know, Solomon Grundy, and they fight him. But Jay Garrick is actually sitting out, you know, this one because he's unable to control his powers yet, as Hawkgirl says, and says, maybe you should stay out of this and save as many people as you can while I'll just deal with Grundy. I know I can't defeat him, but maybe I can do some damage or distract him long enough for you to save as many people as you can. But yeah, as, you know, Hawkgirl's fighting him, you know, Solomon Grundy, it's not really working because the amount of damage Grundy takes, you know, he's undead, so he can't potentially die. So as, you know, as many shots Hawkgirl's firing at Grundy, his body starts to regenerate and reform, so yeah, it's not doing a whole lot to him. Until Alan Scott comes along and saves the day. Or tries to, because though the Emerald Knight's the only one who can defeat Grundy, Alan Scott can't create a construct. He tries his best to create one, but he can't, which sadly, you know, kind of sucks because he can't do it just yet, but he tries to, and it doesn't work out. Of course, Grundy takes Alan Scott out, and later on, Adam's the one who has to come over and stomps all over Grundy. He jumps off the airplane, turning humongous, and just jumps on him and stomps his feet on Grundy and grabs Hawkgirl and tells him his real reason is to take Kendra back. And yes, I said Kendra, not Shira. So he takes Hawkgirl and tells her that, you know, it's time for you to come back with us. And that's generally how this issue ends. So we do learn few things in this issue. We learn that, of course, Alan Pratt, the Atom, is the original member of the Justice League Society of America, and that he could be joining this group when it actually forms. And also we know that Hawkgirl is not Shira Hall, as we all know. Hawkgirl, she's famous for being Shira because she was in Justice League, the animated series, and what's not. But this isn't Shira, this is Kendra. And yeah, so that's almost all we figure out, besides also figuring out that the Flash's name came out in this issue, because Jay Garrett doesn't have a superhero name just yet. One of the civilians he actually saves, as he's actually being interviewed from a news reporter, he actually says, okay, the guy that saved me, he was pretty fast, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. So I think he called himself the Flash, and Jay Garrett was like, The Flash, sounds pretty good. But yeah, I'm going to show you some of the artwork or the character designs in this issue, or just some of the amazing moments I found in this issue. So let me show you here. Like, here's Solomon Grundy grabbing Hawkgirl, which I thought, like I said, I like his design because you can see, the flesh wounds on his body. You can see his muscle parts, sticking out. It's pretty cool. I actually like that. Seeing Solomon Grundy just really big and humongous is, a big thing that just kept going on in the DC Universe, but I like his redesign in this universe. It looks pretty nice. And here's Alan Scott actually appearing. To save the day, he comes over and punches Solomon Grundy on the face and actually makes his head explode. So, yeah. And sadly, his head actually, reconstructs and it just heals itself. So, that's a no-go right there. But I'll show you Al Pratt's the Atom. So this is the Atom. See, he calls himself the Atom. He jumps down and stomps all over Grundy. If you can see his hand, that's Grundy's hand, and the Atom is all over his body. And here's the symbol he actually has across his chest. So yeah, this is Al Pratt's design for Earth 2 as the Atom. I saw his original design, and I do like the symbol. It looks pretty interesting. I think it looks cool. But yeah, I generally like Solomon Grundy's design, as we can see here. More of Solomon Grundy. I don't know, he sort of reminds me of a character, but I just can't put my finger on it. He reminds me of someone else. But yeah, and then we also learned, let me show you the cover of this issue as well, because you can see Kendra Hawkgirl is actually holding dual pistols, as when I first saw this comic book cover, I was like, why does Hawkgirl have dual pistols? And I like it because you can see her zombies in the background. Walking Dead for you guys. But yes. We actually learn why she actually carries pistols or firearms. It seems like they actually tease that she actually works for the government when the Atom actually captures her and tells her, you're coming back with us, and Kendra's like, oh no, I'm not going back with you, I'm done with you guys. So maybe she did used to work for the government. That's not for sure yet, but yeah. So I thought this issue was really interesting. I really liked it. Not a lot happened besides the fact they're just fighting against Grundy, but I liked the fight. It's really interesting. Hawkgirl and Alan Scott teaming up together to fight Grundy, and then the Atom coming along. So it seems like we're getting introduced to all these new characters, and we're slowly forming the Justice League Society of America. Hopefully we get to see Wildcat soon, because I remember someone pointed out that there was this boxing match, or this fight match between Wildcat and this other character, and I was like, oh look, it's Wildcat, and hopefully he'll come appear in this series sooner or later in this universe. But I mean, if you're gonna create Justice League Society of America, I wouldn't call it Earth 2, I would just change the title, because Earth 2 talks about an alternate universe, and if they're just using this universe just to build a Justice League Society of America, it just feels kind of meh. But that's just me. I mean, I like Earth 2. It's a good comic, but I think they should change the title to Justice League Society of America. But, because it's just secretly there, it's Justice League Society of America. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this issue, and I generally like it. I think I would give it a 4 out of 5. That's what I would give it. But yes, this is a really great issue. I highly recommend keep picking up Earth 2. It gets better and better with each issue that's coming out. And yeah, hopefully we learn more about Kendra as Hawkgirl, and maybe we'll learn more about Al Pratt as well, and more other characters that will be forming the Justice League Society of America. I'm really stoked to see what's going to happen next, especially the issue number 0 issue, where we focus on Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and their greatest villain. So we'll get to see them alive for another, issue before, they're cut off from this whole entire universe and the Justice League Society of America takes over. But yeah, that's my review of Earth 2 and my thoughts, and hopefully you guys enjoyed and like this review, and thanks for watching, guys. So see you guys later. See ya.